Hi, welcome back to part 2 of my mini album tutorial, and thanks for coming back. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of these, because it's coming in parts of tutorials. So I've kind of prepared everything, sort of, you know me. Right, so we are going to do page 1. So this is our spine, right? So page 1 eventually will go on like so, right? So that side, and we're going to be doing page 2. Hopefully it won't be too long. So I have already cut out my piece for here. I love this paper. And then let me just show you quickly, just in case you're using the exact same paper as me. I have put this aside for the cover. You can see I've already cut out some of these, which, you know, we're going to 3D them on there, and I put the cutouts aside because obviously you can't use that in the album. So I've already cut out my piece for here. Now what you're going to need to do, I need to show you how to make this. It's so easy. I have shown it before on other videos of mine. It's just to save paper and to use up bits and pieces as well, you know. I try to use as much as I can from the pieces. So now you're going to cut from cardstock, whatever cardstock you're using, 12. Yeah, so because this piece is just folded over, so it's 12 by, what did I say, 4 1/4. So you're going to grab your, I've got a piece here, your cardstock, and you're going to cut down here 4 1/4, and then you're just going to fold it, and it of course comes to 6, which doesn't give us any room for the flaps for this particular design. So I just made, you know how I like to do this, I made a flap to go in there, but I left a little bit, what is that, half an inch? No, 1/4 of an inch, I think so, whatever, to do the flap, because it's going to sit here, and depending on the design, because the picture is on the bottom, I'm going to put it like so, so it doesn't cover the picture. And then this guy, what are the measurements here, is just a little booklet. I've already cut the piece for the top. I mean, you guys know how to do that. You leave a bit of a margin around it. So this piece measures 7 1/4. Again, get your piece of cardstock, just cut it 7 1/4, and then fold it, and then you've got it 7 1/4 by 6. Okay. Now, and like I said, that's going to go on there. So now, from one of your strips, just cut off a piece like this. I'm just checking the size on here, because I've forgotten what it is. Oh my goodness. So that actually is 1 1/4. Where's my piece? Here it is. Yeah, this is it. I knew I had done it and it was somewhere. So it's 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, 4 1/4 to fit alongside here. If it's a little bit shorter, it's okay. So, and then of course put it onto your board, and then you're just going to measure at 1/2 an inch and at 3/4 of an inch, and that gives you your spine. Okay, because I want to leave a little bit of room, because we're putting this booklet in there, and once it's got photographs, it's going to bulk up, and we'll probably add some more. You know, I'm ad-libbing as I go along. Yeah, so with the bits and pieces that's left over, we will add more photo mats of, you know, different sizes. So once you've done that, simply glue it on to the back, because it's going to go like so. Yes. And then don't forget your magnets. and I already have a piece for here, so I'm going to do it. And of course it's 6 by 4, and what did I say? 4 1/4. So I'm just going to cut it down to 5 and just shy of 6 and 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/8, and that will look fabulous. Let's just check. I can actually, I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. I didn't quite do it properly. 4 1/8. Hope this, yeah. Let me just cut that because I've got to sharpen that, my big one. So I'm just going to cut it off a little bit. That's all nice and crooked. Let's have a look. Huey, I tell you what, it is another hot day here in Pretoria. Yeah, and I think that is perfect. And what I'm going to do, I just want to straighten this, guys, and just cut it a little bit more. I should have used my Cricut cutter, you know, because it's so accurate, especially when you're doing fine cuts like that. I meant to sharpen my big, what is this called, caterpillar, that I forgot. You know, that's how it goes. So we can just glue this on right now. Let me just take off this piece here. And yeah. So I'm calling this my high tea album, mini album. You know, all the cakes and stuff. I really do like this paper. I think it's beautiful and colorful and pastel. There we go. My little hearts. And I didn't cut it very straight, but you know what? It's fine. It'll be okay. Yeah. I must use my Cricut cutter. Hooey, so we have that. Now, we know this is going to go, depending on the paper you're using, as I say, it doesn't have to go center. I mean, if you want to put it center, you can. But I'm not. I am going to glue it right here. And make sure it should be fine. Right on the edge. Right on the edge. There we go. Let's put that down. Yep, I think that's fine. Now I'm going to glue this one in here. Too beautiful. All the way down. And put it down. Yep. And then before I flatten it, I'm going to put this guy in. Yeah, that should be fine. Look how pretty that is, guys. Let's just lift it up. And that's almost perfect. Love it. Yes. Now I can put everything down. How simple was that, guys? Oh, that's Shota, my little puppy, my Yorkie Pom. He is just the most gorgeous little savage on this planet. I call him a savage because he's so active. But we're training him now. you know, just not disciplining, you know, the finger. Got to say no with the finger, and then he kind of sits back. He's very naughty, very mischievous, very curious. He was chasing an ant on the veranda the other day. It was, you know, he'd never seen one before. Oh my goodness, we love him to bits. There we go. And then, so easy. Oh, why am I putting the, I'm just going to put this guy on. Yes, I want it to, oh, by the way, okay, I'll come back to that. Let me glue it on, and I just want to show you. Come on. There we go. Right, let's put it on its side. Perfect. Now you can choose to just leave this plain. I mean, you know, we want to save paper. It's getting more and more pricey by the day. So this now fits beautifully. It's just sesame. Yeah, there we go. In here. And you're thinking, yes, it's going to fall out. We'll get to that. There we go. Because I have this, which has been embossed, and again, using the leftover strips. I wasn't going to show you this now, but there you have it. And I've got this guy. See that? So first I've embossed a few of these just with dots, and then we are going to just look how pretty that looks. Just stick that on the bottom, and well, we'll come to that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. I always do this. All right, let's put that aside. But just to show you, so you've got if you've got any of these edge cutters or borders, you can just cut a few out, because we will be using them. And if you don't, if you only have like the border ones, then you know, you can just use that as well. It'll be perfectly fine. So now we have that, and then when this pulls out, and you can see, guys, there's still room for more, so we'll be putting more in there. Yeah, and so that's page 1. Now we're going to go to page 2. Now again, I have used leftovers from the cutting. Okay, I'll keep that for now. And again, I've taken a strip, just one of these strips, and I've cut it by what's it, 6.5, 7. Yes, I've cut it 7 across, and I've used it exactly as it is from here, you can see. And then I've made the flaps for the pocket. This is for a pocket. This one I haven't cut out the paper for it yet, you know, the design paper. And let's just put this on here, because you know what, it dries so fast. And then we are going to do this. Now these pieces here are all pieces from the, you know, the cutting. If you haven't got them, then you're going to have to cut them. So I will just give you the measurements. Now this one is, oh, I didn't put the measurements on here. I will tell you it now. 6.5 by 6. Okay, so 6.5 because of the flap, so it's actually a 6 by 6, and that's going to go on there. And then what I wanted to show you, I'm using my little corner punch to do my corners, and I'm using the 10mm one, the bigger one. And then again, just from pieces, but like I say, if you've cut differently from me, where's my ruler? Oh, it's here. Then just cut it out from cardstock. So this one works out to 5.5, and that includes the flap. And it's almost 5.5, just shy. 5 3/8. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so what you want to do is cut them so they just come in. Can you see that? So it's a bit smaller. This is actually on the paper itself. And then this is another piece, and this one happens to measure exactly 5.5, which includes that flap, by 5. So we have like one coming in smaller and smaller. So we can actually go ahead and glue them one to the other. So let's do that. And I just want to, yeah, make sure it's nice and flat, you know. Let's do that. And just eyeball it to get it in the middle. So we got like a waterfall. And that's sort of in the middle, which is perfect. See that? Open it out. I'm just going to, I think, fast forward here while I glue these together until we come to the last one. So now we're going to leave this like that because why? We have to cut a piece of paper for there, don't we? So that's going to stay like that, and hopefully this is another, where is it? I'm coming to this in a moment. Here it is another, I think it's a spare one. Anyway, it's just a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, okay? And then we're going to cut the fancy paper. Just ignore that there, and hopefully this will be strong enough to act as the closure. If not, it should be. Yeah, it's perfect. There's my giotto again. And we'll probably put another one in there. Now, the last two, these ones, will also go. I'm just wondering if I shouldn't put it. We are going to join them together, so we need to make more flaps. So I'm going to do, well, it's here, it's ready, okay, but this one is just a normal flap, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use another one. I'm just going to, once again, fast forward. You know how to do these now. Yeah, okay. Now this one you're going to need a piece of acrylic. I've already cut it out, and you can see this is a little bit short here. I'm not phased about that, guys. But what I do want to do, hopefully, yeah, is just round it. There we go. And then I am actually going to choose, because I want to do this with you guys, a piece of, I mean, it's so beautiful. So I can use, I think I'm going to use this one. I am again going to fast forward it while I select papers and stuff. I don't normally do this on camera, but you know what, I thought today I would. So I will fast forward now. So we are going to do our little corner and we are going to glue it on. And this we only want to cut once it's dry. Okay, guys? Hey. There we go. Because if you try and cut it when it's wet, it tears instead of cutting nicely. There we go. And got a bit of a pencil mark there, which I'm going to rub it out now. And I just want to wait a couple of minutes for it to dry. I think I need to clean my bone folder. Just put it down nicely. And then I'm going to take, I just use this because, well, I found it easy peasy. Great, so now we have the frame, which is looking super duper. And then we are going to stick our acetate piece on with this guy. Double-sided tape. So I've sort of cut this, which fits, if you can see that, quite perfectly there. And we will do like 5 on the sides, and I like to put my tape right against the frame edge there. And on the other side. There we go. And then for the front and, or the top and bottom rather, I just use a thinner one. I mean, you can cut your acetate to fit the whole thing. I just do it enough. Yeah. In fact, that can even go out there. Because if there's any sticky bits over, you don't want sticky bits hanging over, you can just use powder on it to take the stickiness away. So we'll see if I need to do that. And then of course, you know, on the acetate, that's lovely stuff, you've got to take the film off. But first, you can do one side at a time if you're afraid of plonking the whole thing down. Let's just do, there we go. This is the cricket film, by the way. I'll show you the packet in a moment. And that should be just perfect. So the one side is down. And then you take the rest off. Oh, did you see what happened there? The whole thing lifted. How annoying is that? Let's try again, shall we? Now I'm really gonna make sure it's down. There we go. Lovely dirty piece there, but it's okay, no one's gonna see it. I don't know why it picked up so much fur. And the last one. And we have it down. This is the cricket acetate that I used. And why are you sticking up here? do it like this. Let's press it down, because otherwise, you know, when you slip your photo inside, it'll be difficult. I don't know where that fur came from. Oh, you know where it's from? I had some of that fluffy cotton. So there we have that. Now we can take this guy and just adhere that. So I'm just wondering, I think I'm going to use tape, because you know glue doesn't do so well on this. And I'm going to put the tape on this piece. Shoo-wee, I'm hot, I gotta tell you. Oh, there we go. And there we have our little frame, which we need to decide. I mean, it just looks lovely. And then we can probably cut, oh, here's a piece. I think I'm going to do the corners on this one as well. Just, you know, with my floating mats, I always like to, most times, I will round the edges. I just think it looks better. And then we'll cut paper for this later, because we can also put this there. So we will decide that. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. Should I attach it? We would have to make another flap for here, because then it gives you an extra space for photo, well, even if it's in the pocket as well. But what do you think we should do? Should we attach it there, and this is going to be our pocket, which eventually, I mean our photo mat, which will be covered with nice paper, but we'll come to that. And then at a later stage we will do that as well. Just gives it that So guys, we have done so far the basics of page 1, which is this one, and then we have photos there. You could possibly, depending on your paper, even put photographs there, but you know what, that's up to you. So we have that, and then we have this gorgeousness here, and this is where I'm going to leave you, and I will come back with page 3 and 4. Thanks guys, see you soon. Please subscribe. I really need you to subscribe, and thanks guys to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you joining me. It's taking me so long in South Africa. It's actually a bit of a problem in South Africa to get subscribers, because we're not sponsored here by companies like they are overseas. So yeah, it's been a long road. So I really would appreciate it. I'm really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. So I'll see you for the next tutorial. Ciao now. Bye bye.